Good evening, Los Angeles. Welcome back to the Ida Hour. I'm joined here with my lovely co-host,
Art
John
LeBeau.
Knopf. Who?
Art LeBeau.
I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Andy Richter.
Andy Richter.
God, we look like witches from Wicked right now.
It's fine. It's fun. It's kooky.
It's fine. Succession had its penultimate episode
Oh, God.
yesterday, last night, or
The last episode of Succession ever?
The day before last night. No. Penultimate, meaning second to last.
Oh.
Second to last. Okay. So we are.
Nerd.
God, it's like really dark in here. We're heading towards the end of an era. We're heading towards the end of Succession, the end of one of the last good shows that we've had for a long time. Like there's not anything that I think compares to Succession. I think I don't know, it still might be in the pantheon of greatest shows ever, but I think that by not giving us that fifth season, they have done themselves and their audience a disservice. I do, however, still think it is light years ahead of any TV show. I think Jesse Armstrong, he's British. They end shows early. That's just what they do. I also think he's a bit of a troll, so maybe he's just trying to fuck with us a little bit. Certainly by having Logan Roy die in episode 3, that was fucking with us a bit, of the fourth season. But nobody anticipated the show ending at 4 seasons. Like Vince Gilligan, on the other hand, with Breaking Bad, was always very transparent, I think, from the get, that Breaking Bad was a 5-season show, or at least he had like the arc of it in mind, and perhaps Jesse Armstrong did too. But I think he, could have. I just don't know how they're going to tie everything up by this last episode. And obviously, I'm not saying that that's even their intent to tie it up. A lot of loose ends can be left, but I do think that it is annoying that some of these storylines aren't going to get to develop, into their conclusion at a rational and reasonable amount of time to do so. I don't think we need to drag things on or anything. And certainly I think obviously fighting for that power position as the head of Waystar is what keeps the show going. But I know that gets redundant, and so maybe he doesn't want to keep doing that for another season, but I do think that he could still keep it interesting, develop those storylines, and just make it perfect, because it's so close to it. It's just so close. And all of this being said is that I think about it this much because it is my favorite show on television. It is my favorite show that we've had in a long time. I just think that you're kind of robbing us by not giving us that 5th season. But that being said, the episode last night was magnificent. It was brilliant. It was operatic. It was Shakespearean. It was tragic. It was gut-wrenching. It was funny. It was just perfect. So many great, incredible performances. The speeches from Kendall, the uncle, Logan's brother, speaking at the funeral, just one for the books. Unbelievable speeches that just really touched on, I think, the human condition, especially those in the ultimate power positions, and how they justify their own morality, or lack of it rather, in their own minds. And it's unfolding for everybody to see. It's raw. These performances are unbelievable when you hear about how they shot this, and they really they were on a tight schedule, and they had 1 or 2 takes, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and so these people have no respect. I don't know what to say. And so just impressive performances all around. Unbelievable writing. I believe Jesse Armstrong wrote it. Of course, I think Mark Mylod directed it, who's executive producer. Just unbelievable. I mean, truly unbelievable. One of the most a performance of a lifetime for Kieran Culkin. I mean, Christ almighty, it was beautiful. It was brilliant. The 4 women, I mean, Logan's girlfriend. So obviously, if you don't care about Succession, I'm sure you've skipped right over this, but you should. Okay, It's one of the last beacons of prestige, coastal elitism that we can all partake in without any guilt, because it is art after all. And I was gonna say the incredible scene between the 4 ex-partners of Logan Roy. But what I was going to say is I was taking a walk, and I saw that everybody on the street had Succession on their televisions on Sunday night. And I love peering into people's houses while they have the TV on. It's like the creepiest thing of all time, but I love doing it. It just makes you feel so alive, you know?
You feel like you're looking at a Christmas village.
You feel like you're in a Christmas Carol. You're Scrooge. You're looking in on the family, but you also like I do it
often.
It's nostalgic. It's beautiful. It's just seeing the family unit. In all its beauty. You see the sun's going down.
Used
and
to
the
be
TV
the Andy
goes
Griffith
on.
show. Now it's Succession.
It used to be fireside chats, and now it's like you see the coastal elites who themselves are probably just unconscionably insufferable.
Yeah, this is their.
But they can all participate. All the neighbors in a row, like with the nicest, most expensive property in the neighborhood. They can all collectively, together but separately, watch prestige television as it comes on Sunday nights. This is reminiscent of The Sopranos. This is reminiscent of a simpler time before HBO changed its name to Max, which makes no sense at all.
Wasn't HBO Max? That used to be the porno HBO.
What?
Yeah. You don't remember that shit?
John? Why do you have to come in here and just you just have to dirty up the room?
There wasn't dirty. There used to be like a HBO, and then there'd be like the HBO you'd watch softcore porn on, and I think that was called HBO Max back in the day. That's now what they call it?
I don't know.
That must be. They must have switched over. That's hilarious to me. That was what like Swingers was on and shit.
Well, now you fucked everything up.
I didn't fuck anything up. This is me, bro. Sorry, I don't know. Listen, I'm not in here. I'm not getting paid by HBO like you are.
No. Listen, I think it adds great comic relief to when I'm trying my best here to seem like I have a clue about TV, which I do. I'm not even. I really feel this way, and I know it comes off as pretentious and probably like 1,000 times more annoying than Anthony Fantano. But I really believe in TV as a medium. I really do. I think it's like the most brilliant.
Yeah.
It's my favorite form of storytelling, frankly. I think even more so than film at times, because when I think about the things
TV's
that weigh on me,
long form writing.
When I think about the way The Sopranos has informed me in so many ways, psychologically, like what I expect or what I look at as like the standard artistically, the highest standard that is of a work, like, and I really like respect these filmmakers and showrunners, and like I just respect them. I think it's a lost art. I think it's gonna be a dying art. So I everything that's good that comes out, I'm like, it's one of the last. It's one of the last great ones before we all turn. You know what I mean? Like it feels like
you're gonna think it's the last great one until the next thing comes out.
Yeah, until nobody watches television anymore.
The Seventh Symphony came out, and then the Eighth came out, and people were like, the Seventh is the last thing Beethoven's ever gonna do. And then the Eighth came out, and people were like, oh, amazing.
Here's the thing, John. We never got Beethoven's again, so they were right.
Well, we Mozart's.
We didn't get. Yeah, okay. And
now we
and
have
who after him? You know who's the closest?
Bang my head on the sign.
You know who's the closest that we have to
Mr.
Shakespeare
West?
and Beethoven? Oh no, I was gonna say Nicholas Bertel, who is the composer for Succession.
Oh, by the way, Nicholas
Bertel, classical music, but Kanye West is my favorite artist.
You don't know this about me. But I find his music very annoying. I'm gonna be real with you.
All right.
John, let me throw this shit
down. You're opening a gate right now. I'm about to eviscerate.
We're about to have another motorcycle conversation.
Are you ready for a battle?
You think I don't know what I'm talking about?
You don't know what you're talking about.
So
you don't have the patience to watch these things.
So Nicholas Bertel did the soundtrack for
Moonlight?
no. He also did he?
Yes.
Yeah, he did Moonlight soundtrack, but he also did the soundtrack for fucking the Netflix King movie with Timothée Chalamet.
I don't know.
What was that called?
I know what you mean. I didn't watch it.
Oh my god, it sucked.
Okay. Who cares about that movie?
Now,
all due respect, who cares about that movie?
Okay, I'm about to go to
I don't know.
autism.
I don't know. We can't even think about what it's called. We can't even remember
autism. I have soundtrack autism.
You'll never forget what
so many
Succession
soundtracks.
is.
I'll forget. I've never seen Succession.
I know, but no one will let you forget about it. Whereas this movie, we don't even. I think it's called The King, isn't it? Called The King.
I think it's called The King.
What a dumb name for a movie. First of all,
it was an okay movie. What's his face? Did it really?
I think they're just like
performance in it.
They know that it's confusing when they use like the real names of the kings, like Charles V or whatever.
Yeah,
so they're like, we're just gonna go with The King to make it as marketable as possible. Of course, nobody remembered it. Epic
Robert
war
Pattinson
film.
had a great scene in it.
Actually, it was written by Joel Edgerton.
Yeah, he's good.
Who I think either created that show that we like with Scott Ryan, or his brother did. No, his brother did. His brother
put it together.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Obviously. Okay. Incredible. Oh wait. Oh, he's in it too. Shit.
Yeah. He plays. Cool. He plays his.
He also wrote it. Cool though. Yeah, I didn't see this movie.
Let's see. It was edited by music by Nicholas Patel.
Yeah, so, he's unbelievably talented as a composer.
No, he isn't. If you, I swear to God, dude, he puts sounds together.
You
he
really
puts
make me look bad
together.
with some of your opinions on with film.
Oh well, let me drop some fucking knowledge on you. By the way,
if I'm being honest,
okay. If you listen to Barbarian Horde, the soundtrack from the film Gladiator, right? That is a symphony. That is an actual song. Okay, it goes and moves in many parts.
Okay, that's wonderful, and I don't even know it, and I'm sure it's amazing and incredible. I've seen Gladiator, but
yes. If you follow soundtrack, I've followed so many. By the way, if you look up Nicholas Patel, if you have sorry,
who's your favorite? Hans Zimmer? John Williams.
Hans
of course, you're not going to go with that.
It's fucking oh my god, the fucking oh god, 1917. Okay, it was.
It's a war movie.
Thomas Newman. Thomas Newman is the best modern composer for film.
Let's be honest. You're not going to give Succession its due credit because you don't.
I've never seen it.
You like action movies.
No,
you
Thomas
do.
Newman.
You just got back from Guardians of the Galaxy 20 minutes ago. Like you cried during Guardians of the Galaxy, which another friend of mine.
First of all, look at this guy's fucking repertoire.
Frustrating.
Look at this guy's. He started with fucking Revenge of the Nerds. Now listen.
Wait, what is this? Hold on.
What was this? Thomas Newman.
Okay, all right. Oh my God, he did Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Well, yeah, you won me over with that. Do you know that was like my... I loved that movie when I was like 13. It randomly came on TV. Remember when a movie would randomly come on TV and you'd like miss the first 20 minutes of it?
Yeah, and you just watch it.
And then you'd like it so much that you'd have to go out of your way and seek it out, like at Blockbuster or wherever.
He did the soundtrack for The Green Mile. He did the soundtrack
The Green Mile, I can't stand.
Road to Perdition, which kicks
The Green Mile,
ass.
And I've seen it
soundtrack for
so
fucking Finding Nemo, amazing. Wall-E. He did soundtrack for Revolution Road Brothers.
Okay, you might have an argument for this guy. I'm not disavowing this opinion at all.
All I'm saying is if you listen to the...
Why are you comparing the Succession soundtrack to this guy's entire portfolio?
Because, dude, there's like...
you haven't even seen Succession.
I've listened to the whole soundtrack for The King and it bored the fuck out of me.
You can't allow... If you've never seen a show, then you don't know how the music will penetrate you as a viewer. You don't know how it's going to hit you because you're not aware of the storyline.
Penetrate me.
Whatever, okay? Yeah, not everything's going to fuck you in the ass, John, as much as you'd like it to, okay? Sometimes things just have to, like, marinate.
Well, okay.
Is that too sexual of a word as well? Marinate? No. Can we handle that?
Okay, can I defend my Guardians of the Galaxy thing that happened tonight?
You cried during Guardians of the Galaxy. It is what it is.
No.
I mean, what more can be said?
Movie.
Somebody else whom I thought I respected and whom I still do respect, but there is a part of me that just judges you guys. Maybe it's like the most incredible. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I did like the first Guardians of the Galaxy when I saw it, but I was very young.
It was great.
I was very young.
The film is. I'm not going to give any spoilers. It's still like out in theaters.
Oh God, no!
But
please.
the film touches on so many.
I like James Gunn, the director, a lot.
Oh, he's fantastic.
And I used to be Facebook friends with, and I think I still am, with his brother Sean, and we've talked a few times.
Sean Gunn is in it.
Yeah, he plays he's the moving body of one of the. I remember him from Gilmore Girls.
So the movie. If you told me the backstory of a space raccoon from a superhero movie is going to make me cry. Walking into this, I thought it'd just be a fun ride.
Right.
I thought it'd be a fun.
And by the way, it'll hold your attention so much longer than a movie about people in the deep state.
It was so
or in banking.
Fucking good.
Global banking.
It was so fucking emotional. Now, keep in mind, it was kind of a tearjerker because a lot of things.
Oh my God.
A lot of little characters in it were very cute. But you know what? It was actually. I don't want to give. Okay, I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm going to give full spoilers. Full fucking spoilers.
Alert.
Fast forward 5 minutes if you don't want to hear this shit.
Alert.
Okay.
So this little fucking raccoon,
I hope there's no overlap and people obsessed with like, it's okay if you like superhero movies.
If you're listening to this fucking show, you're probably not a big superhero movie guy. Anyway, so.
No, they might be, and that's okay.
Just fast forward like 5 minutes. So this little raccoon guy, you remember Rocket Raccoon, little raccoon guy?
Yeah.
From Guardians of the
Bradley
Galaxy?
Cooper, one of them.
He gets shot.
Not fat enough, by the way. Raccoons should be fat.
Well, he's been tested on. He's like a robot.
I just mean
raccoon.
like the cute factor.
Well, they plump up for winter. Anyway, so this raccoon, so he gets shot. they can't operate on him because he like his body can't be touched or else his heart will explode because he's got like a fucking like code because he's like a test subject, right? So like he's intellectual property. He's like owned by someone else. So they got to go break and find these codes in order to save their best friend's life. So that's the backstory of the thing. And then they go into
Can you say that last part again?
What?
That just like that last 1 minute.
So this raccoon, he gets injured and they can't save his life because he's intellectual property for like a test lab like planet, and they can't like operate on him or else like a trigger will go off and kill him. So they have to go find the codes, like a nuclear launch code, to be able to operate on the friend and save his life. So while he's like passed out and he's like on the operating table and he's like on life support. The raccoon is they literally go into his life. And it starts as a little baby raccoon. Does
the raccoon's life flash before his eyes?
Yes. It starts as a little baby raccoon.
Do you start to see his mother and his father?
If you shut the fuck up for 2 seconds, they have this little raccoon, this little baby raccoon, and he gets picked up by this evil man, and they like Frankenstein his ass. They're doing all these tests on him, and they're really brutal. And then they have a scene where they put him in a cage, and he's like shaking like a little scared chihuahua, and his brain's been cut open, and he's all fucked up, and he's a little baby raccoon, and he's just scared, and he's shaking.
And he's AI generated.
And shut up. Anyway, so and then
saying,
no more jokes.
It's not a real raccoon.
And then
it's not a joke.
It is a real raccoon. It's so realistic looking now. So this little baby scared raccoon is in this cage, and then these like 3 other animals come out, and they're really scary at first. Like one's got like spider legs, and the other one's got no arms, and one's a walrus that's had half its body cut off. And then they come in and they give, and the otter that has no arms.
Was it a sea otter?
The otter has no arms.
It's not a sea otter, is it?
It's a sea otter.
Oh.
It's a sea otter with no arms, and it's got robot arms.
How do you know it's a sea? If it's out of water, then how is it a sea otter?
Sea otter's gonna be out of water
for like a little bit.
No, I think they can be out of water.
Sea otters are the ones that float like on their back.
I think they choose to be in water. I think a sea otter can spend its entire life out of water.
No. That's
really?
Well, that's the no. The sea otters that walk on their hind legs, that's not a sea otter. That's just an otter.
Oh, an otter then. It's an otter.
They're thin. They're svelte.
It's an otter.
Sea otters are fat.
The robot arm leg guy like gives the little scared raccoon like a little napkin and wipes the blood off its head, and it's all scared. And then they all become friends. And then it's just like they go into like, it's basically about trauma.
At what point does anything start to matter in the film?
Like fucking 30 minutes.
No, like overall.
Overall, dude, it's all about, dude.
What's it about? What are the themes here? Friendship?
It's like, about what friendship, is it? Family, trauma. This is the first thing I've seen where I was like, whoa, this is about like inside of us. There's all this scare. Every one of us.
You might be right. I don't want to. I would love to secure my spot in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, even as a PA.
Dude, there's God in it. God's in it.
Oh, great.
God's in this fucking thing. Heaven.
Who plays God?
Nobody plays God, but there's a concept of heaven in it. There's it's so sad. It is so fucking heartbreaking.
Does the raccoon die?
No, but all of his little friends get shot.
Well, that sucks ass.
Well, they're being tested on so that they can be perfect inhabitants of a new world. And then the person doing all these horrific experiments on them, who's like torturing them, and then basically their entire day is getting tortured all day. Then they go back to their cage and their little friends, their sad little friends
These
together.
Raccoons are like in Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, they're in Guantanamo Bay. They're Guantanamo raccoons.
Sucks
and they go back. It's horrible. And they go back and they love each other so much, and they play tag, and they lay down and they talk about what they think the sky looks like.
Here's the thing: a raccoon would never get shot. They're too stealthy.
Listen, it doesn't get shot. So. And then
they're too quick with it.
Eventually the little raccoon finds out that the guy doing all the tests on them they're just like a 1.0 version. Like they're never going to inhabit the perfect world he has in for them, and he just like is like, I'm just going to end up killing you all. Like you're just test subjects. So these little like things that are perfect and beautiful and nice, even though they're ugly and scary, like it's like they all get killed. And it's so sad. And then like the raccoon like thinks at one point the raccoon dies, and he like visions himself going to heaven, and his friends are there, and his friends are like up here. There's like a sky. It's so fucking sad, dude. I was crying.
Here's
bro.
the thing, like I remember.
Oh my God.
I remember really liking the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
They're all
but
great.
I think I was younger, and
no, it's because you got a heart, Ida.
Whatever, John.
However cold and frozen over it is and covered with layers of secession, you got a heart.
It covered with layers of succession. You mean reality? The world that we live in.
That's not what life is like. Life isn't The Sopranos. Life isn't like Succession.
Yes, it is.
Fucking Guardians of the Galaxy is closer to real life motifs than anything they'll touch upon in Succession.
Yeah, I mean, your very short term attention span wants to think
I'm
that.
sorry, I just sat in a 2.5 hour film. Short-term attention span.
About animals in like some alternate universe. I'm gonna give
it.
Let's be serious here.
If they were people, I probably would be less.
About?
I probably would be less sad. But they were cute little animals,
I understand.
which made it way worse. It was kind of like Okja.
Well, how very BPD that you have so much more sympathy for the animals than
That's
you do
not
human
BPD.
beings.
Animals are without sin.
I understand that. I agree with you on that. But there is, if you would watch The Sopranos, listen, you'll understand that. I don't actually really think you're BPD, and if you are, it's like super manageable.
All of us are dipshits. We're all on a spectrum, you know.
We're not all on a spectrum of BPD.
Yeah, we're all on the narcissism spectrum, bipolar spectrum, BPD spectrum. You just have like way less of it than most people.
I mean, thank you. Yeah, no. I mean, I think getting the relationship with your mother. I don't even want to get into all that. Okay, I am not Dr. Melfi. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but
a relationship with my mother. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying BPD has often, not always, often it does have something to do with people's relationship with their moms.
Oh, whatever. I don't know that.
On a psychological, whatever.
What does the dad one have to do?
It's not like a mom one and a dad one. It's just like certain. I'm not gonna get into
Ida
it.
gives financial advice and psychological advice.
I don't
and
give any
mental health
psychological advice.
If you need any mental health advice, please DM Ida. She'll give
that's
it all
like
to
the
you.
meanest thing you've ever done to me. You know how people like people will do like love line and stuff. Like I couldn't care less about that.
But anyways,
I think like certain. I mean, love lines I like listening to, but I could never conduct one. Like, I could not do that.
I only know one love line is the Dr. Drew one.
Well, Dasha and Anna do it. Anna and Dasha do it.
Oh, yeah.
Red Scare. And theirs are great.
Dude.
I love theirs. But I think Tim did one once, and then obviously Dr. Drew. And
Bill Burr does one like
Adam
every
Carolla.
fucking episode.
Bill Burr does? You listen to the Monday morning podcast?
No, I've listened to like clips when I was younger, but
They have
Adam Carolla and me are from the same neighborhood.
I'm sure that's true of you and many people.
So not many people know about La Crescenta, but I'm from La Crescenta, California.
Crystalia does.
Well, yeah, I think he's from Cañada, dude. Is he from Crescenta or Cañada?
Right.
Yeah, La Cañada can suck me off. La Crescenta is where it's at, brother. So La Crescenta is, for some reason, there's some people coming out of my neighborhood, man. You got Dalia, who I'm not even gonna talk on Dalia, or else I'll flip out. But there was another actor who came out of fucking locking out of high school. But yeah, he goes to La Cabanita, which we got to go to one day. It's the best Mexican restaurant.
Okay.
It's so fucking good. The mole's amazing, and it's Adam Carolla's favorite Mexican restaurant. It's right down the street from where I grew up.
Yeah, we should go. Damn, I smoked before, and it's like hitting me right now.
It's hitting you, so I'll carry it for a minute.
No, I mean,
anyway,
like,
so
yeah. Oh yeah, no. Hey, go off, Queen.
Go off, Queen.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy was amazing, and there were other like motifs in the film that I liked. I think the Raccoon story arc was the strongest, but I went in there with my mama. Me and my mom go see movies every once in a while. We shared a burger.
Lovely.
Which I don't usually do. I don't like sharing food because I grew up in a house with 3 big men, and it's kind of a problem.
Like you split it down the middle?
Dude, it was every man for him fucking self.
No. Tonight, I mean.
Yeah, I had him. My mom had him cut it down the middle. It was actually a surprisingly good fucking burger.
From where?
iPick.
Oh, you went to iPick.
Fuck yeah, mom.
I've never been. I've always wanted to go.
I'll be honest with you. Those movie theaters that serve food,
they can be great.
They're never that good. And
Alamo Draft House kind of is, dude.
Okay, I've never been to Alamo Draft House, but I've
never been to the one in LA. I've only been to the ones in Texas where they're from.
Me and Devin went to the one in Glendale. Sucked. Me and my dad.
There's an Alamo in Glendale?
Not Alamo Draft House. There's there's one of those like dine-in movie theaters in Glendale.
There is?
Right by the Lemley. Yeah.
The AMC at the Americana?
No, it's a locals only thing. I got to show you where it's at.
No, I mean, I'll know what it is. I just can't think of it right now because
it's by the Lemley. It's by the Lemley Glendale. It's on that one kind of drag.
Smoking. What?
It's by the Lemley in Glendale. It's on like this drag. Me and Devin literally walked in and just like didn't pay for the movie.
It's gonna really bother me that. Oh, is it right by Verdugo, like at USC Medical Center? Next to it? No, that's United. That's United, and it
I'll
has
show
like
you where it is. It's like
this is so
there's
LA
like a
of us
bar.
to just like
yeah,
deviate
we just
right
talk,
now.
we're like, is it off Colorado? Is it off
God,
fucking
we're literally
Verdugo? Is it in Verdugo City?
We're really redoing the
Anyways,
SNL
it
sketch.
doesn't-
It really is crazy what they caught with that sketch because you don't even feel yourself going into that. Like you don't
Oh,
hear
I
it.
do that constantly.
You don't hear it. You don't
Yeah.
hear yourself, and it doesn't matter where in the country you're from. If you've lived here for a significant enough
People
time,
in New York do it. They'll be like, you take fucking
you know what
take
they do, but
911
they don't get
Boulevard
shit
down
for
Puerto Rico
it.
Day Avenue. Like it's like,
Yeah.
shut up. Anyway, so take it right at
You
the fucking
think of the
bodega.
meatball, the
and then
12th Street.
if you hop over that chopped cheese and get a
Yeah.
green apple real quick in your Tim's, you'll be there in 3 seconds.
Yeah, there's a I've been to those. I went to one with my dad where I swear to God the silverware they gave us was like dirty.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they're serving it to you in the
It
dark.
was supposed to be nice though. It was supposed to be a nice place. Like, man, and by the way, my dad when we go to those fucking the center. What's
sure
the
you
one?
do
What's
it
the one that
up.
has cinema?
What?
The cinema.
Cinematheque?
Cinematheque. Is that the
Los
one?
Feliz 3.
No, it's
It's one of my
it's one of the
favorite
Dine movie
theaters.
theaters. It's called like Cinema something. I don't know if I'm tripping out.
I need to
Do you
go
know what
to
I'm talking
the New
about? It's another
Beverly 'cause
nice one.
They be
But
showing
they had one in Woodland Hills I went to. I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood there. I had a shot of whiskey
I
and 2
saw
Bud
Once Upon a
Lights.
Time in Hollywood 5 times in theaters, but the first time I saw it, which was actually psychotic
Cinerama
to
Dome?
admit out loud, the first time I saw it was at the Cinerama
for
Dome
you.
while it was still ArcLight.
Good for you.
Oh my God, what an experience. What a fucking experience. And then obviously, I'm just, being annoying here, but like, if you've seen the movie, Cinerama Dome is in the movie. So it was very cool.
Well, it was shot in Cinescope, and the Cinerama Dome has, I think, one of the only surviving theater screens that was built for Cinescope. But
yeah, it does. And RIP to ArcLight.
yeah, so sad. I love that movie.
One of my
theater
favorite
chains.
overpriced establishments.
It wasn't that bad, and
I
I
have
like.
such a long list of favorite overpriced establishments in Los Angeles.
I like how
it's
it had a
actually
gang
not that long of a
sign.
list.
Do you remember the ArcLight before the movie come up? There'd be like a gang sign of like fingers, like
Yeah,
making
it'd be
an
like
A.
Illuminati.
And you're
Feel
like,
like
what the fuck?
you're seeing, like,
what is this shit?
It's like
I think it was like that.
paganism meets
Yeah, it was
like
weird.
the South Side.
There's John Podesta with his spirit cooking coming up in front of you. But ArcLight was great, but I saw. I've been to some of those places sometimes. It's honestly like Applebee's level food sometimes. But the burger I got tonight was actually really good. I was actually pleasantly surprised. I was like, wow, this is a delicious burger.
Berg.
Yeah, dude.
Christ.
But I've had some disgusting things. Also, my dad, I remember my dad, we went to, those like dessert alcoholic drinks where you're like, what are you, 12?
Oh, horrific.
I remember one time.
Oh, a sweet alcoholic
Oh,
beverage.
dude. Oh, like one that's like chocolate. I remember I went to a movie theater. My dad got like one that's like the Coco Moco Lunch Light.
As far as I go is like,
got, like, rum
espresso
chata.
martini. Anything past that.
Espresso martini's noble though.
And even those are often way too sweet, and so I just kind of abstain for
You
the
know
most part.
what I do
but
with my espresso
recently I've had a
martinis?
few good ones.
Even though Kahlua is gross, you instead of putting more sugar,
Sweet.
well, Kahlua is not as sweet as sugar. So what I do is I half Kahlua, half simple sugar in it, and it makes it a lot. It makes them a lot.
No, it
better.
makes them sweeter.
No.
what you're saying.
Kahlua is not as sweet as sugar. So instead of putting an ounce of sugar in it, I put half an ounce of Kahlua and half an ounce of sugar in it.
In what?
In a espresso martini, or 0.75 ounces.
word.
So I'll do
Okay,
that.
yeah.
So it makes it less sweet. And also what makes an espresso martini is expressing an orange on top of it.
Yeah,
Really
to cut
good.
a little
Really good.
little zest.
Yeah,
A little zest cuts the
if you put chocolate bitters in it too, it makes it more, brings out the coffee
chocolate
flavor.
bitters. I
Yeah,
don't know that I've
just
had
like
that.
little. You won't even taste the chocolate. It's just bitters that have chocolate. It's the same way you put coffee in chocolate to bring out the flavor of the chocolate more. It works in reverse with coffee. If you put chocolate in coffee, it brings out the flavor of the coffee more, so it makes it less sweet.
Interesting.
That's how you make a really good espresso martini.
Beautiful. I love that.
Yeah, problem. We just don't use espresso, so we kind of make cold. We make it out of a cold brew. We make in house.
Interesting.
I'm
this
really
is such
good
an
at cocktails.
LA conversation, and I love it. But like, I'm sure that there is a large demographic of people who'd prefer us to be talking about trans people right now.
Oh, or like UFOs.
It always dawns
Listen,
on me. I'm like,
fuckos.
wait, what do you mean about UFOs?
We go ham on UFOs.
No, I know, but I'm saying like
Liminal spaces.
that's because we're genuinely interested in that. I'm saying like people want us to be like sitting here talking about like, well, the trans people. It's like if I'm going to be sitting here talking about trans people, it's only going to be in the sense that like you could make some really. Actually, I'm not going to say that. But basically, my only thoughts on it, the only reason I'd care is about like transhumanism. Past that,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Do what
the
you
only
want.
thing I care about is
Cut
Transformers.
your dick off, get a
dude.
dick, whatever you want, huh?
Transformers, dude. The new Transformers film coming out.
God, you were just like my other. It's What is with the men
I'm gonna be
in
honest.
my
I'm gonna be honest with you.
life?
Transformers it's a horrible film series. I don't get if you're a fan of that film series.
I loved it with Shia LaBeouf. The first
was
two.
Okay.
No, it was fun
That
as
was
fuck. When I was
okay.
really
The Mark
young.
Wahlberg
I was
one,
extremely
okay.
young,
Yeah, we
and
were
it was
all
a
kids.
really fun time. And then for the third one, I had my first weed edible, and I crawled out of the movie theater. And it was a studio movie grill, which is where they served. What a full circle moment. It was a studio movie grill, and I ate the whole fucking brownie like a fat ass.
Oh,
and
God.
It was my first time eating an edible ever, and I thought that I was dying.
Dude,
I thought I was in the process of dying. I couldn't walk. I was like Leonardo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street when the Quaaludes hit him, and he's like, he's coming out of the Lambo, the white Lambo. This was like, except on like a poor suburban level, but it was, oh my God, it was.
The first time
insane.
you overdo it on it, everyone has to overdo it on an edible
one.
when they're 18.
Yeah, it's a must.
Yeah,
it's a prerequisite
to be a
to being,
human being.
I assume, what is a really wonderful and well-adjusted.
I was in
human
Golden
being.
Gate Park on 420 when I was like 19, 20. I remember I worked at that grocery store at the same time, the one that I met Devin at. And me and my buddy Elijah, I'm not going to say his last name, but he has a really cool Native American last name. I wish I could say it. It's so fucking cool.
Why can't you say it?
Because I don't want to bring out a guy's full name.
Oh, right. You don't
want to
dox somebody. For sure. Totally.
But me and my buddy, we drove up north to San Francisco to visit my buddy who was SF State at the time. And we went on 420 and we went to Golden Gate Park and we all dropped acid. Didn't do shit to me. I've dropped acid. I've dropped acid 3 times. Never felt anything.
Actually, never taken acid.
I'm whatever, you know. And then
we should save our drug experiences for the Patreon. Now that I think about it, let's not get too deep. But you can reveal.
I have so many drug experiences I could share. This is
I'm gonna
just a minor
save
one.
mine for another time. Yeah.
So I took and then Golden Gate Park 420. Everybody's selling weed brownies. So we go we're going to these ladies. They're selling weed brownies. This is like kind of this one. It was like medically legal. It was like quasi legal, and it was just crazy.
Fun, like season 1 and 2 of Weeds.
Yeah. So we're like,
love that era.
I go to the lady. I'm like,
could
which ones?
Open the jars and smell them.
Oh yeah.
What a time to be alive.
I was going to ladies. I was like, which ones are the strongest ones? She's like, the ones in the corner. I was like, give me those.
Hell yeah.
So I get 2 of those. My buddy from high school is at SF State. Never even done weed before.
Really?
Ever, dude. But he was selling it. Done weed, dude. He never done weed. But
Never
he was
shot
selling
up weed
He was
before?
selling it, dude. He was selling it.
Interesting.
I
like that. I like that's entrepreneurialism.
You would like my buddy from high school. He's the one
He's a
friend I think you would
self-starter,
like.
sounds like to me.
He's kind of like a Patrick Bateman type, but he's also my best friend. So he's never done weed before. I eat a quarter of the brownie and just keep going. I'm getting pretty fucking baked. Also, everyone in San Francisco is like, knows it's 420. Here's the thing. If I'm out on the fucking streets and I run in and I'm high as fuck and I'm a degenerate 20-year-old, I want everyone that's not high as fuck and that's in their 40s to be like, get out of my way, scum. You know what I mean?
What?
In San Francisco, they were all like, oh, look, it's popsicle day to their kids, like acting like everything's cool and we're like innocent. I was like, what the fuck happened to you people?
So you want to be in like a
I don't want to feel like I'm like a special needs student, okay? I don't want everyone to be like patting me on the back because I'm high. Okay.
They're probably doing that because you're being retarded.
No, I wasn't being retarded. What happened was,
I mean, how else would they be able to detect that something is obviously happening?
It just bothered me.
Other than
it
you're
was
like
so
acting
fucking liberal. You know what I mean? It's like so overtly liberal.
Oh,
I was like,
you want them to like walk around with baseball bats and beat the shit out of like beatniks?
I want like 1950s San Francisco PD, like 1970, like guys.
You
want
to be wrangled up?
Yeah, guys are like, I just got out of the national. I was in Nam, and like they're like billy clubbing me, or like there's some sort of, there has to be some, because then doing drugs in public isn't fun anymore. You know what I mean? There's like a sense of danger.
You need to be abused, is what you're saying, to have fun.
There needs to be the threat of potential
weird
abuse in order for it to be like exciting. It's taking away a whole section of the excitement of doing drugs in public.
I don't think that part of the thrill is the anxiety you have that other people can.
Well, you know,
see what's going on.
It's not cool anymore, dude.
Part of the fun is being able to hide it. Like I loved getting treated like
I was trying to hide
normally
it.
because I was hiding it.
Well, they weren't doing that. They all knew we were high. Well, because also we're at Golden Gate Park. There's like a cloud of weed smoke. There's like a class 5 storm.
So you're choosing. You're also doing it on 420. What do you expect?
It was a big party.
They assume you're high. That's like their default assumption.
It just bothered me. But yeah, my
it sounds like some weird like repressed feelings you have towards like your dad hating hippies or something.
Oh, my grandpa hated hippies.
Whatever it is, yeah.
But no, I just hate San Francisco. But they, my buddy, he passed out, and I remember he passed out sitting on a fire hydrant, which is like not comfortable.
No.
You have like a thing
that
up
is
your
not
ass.
what I would choose.
And I remember before he passed out, this like group of like young women went by, and they were like 14 years old.
Oh.
And he just goes, I remember he's like insanely high. He's like barely conscious, and he goes, look at these goddamn bitches. And he's just saying this, and I'm like, Chavo, shut up. They're 14. And then people started like calling the cops on us and shit because we were lingering too long. All the groups of marijuana
so they
smokers.
did what you wanted. You got the cops.
That's when that made us leave.
You're like, finally, somebody accused us of pedophilia.
No, we weren't doing. He was making fun of them. We make fun of people, but he makes fun of everybody. But he didn't. You can't really make fun of children on the street. It's not really fair game.
No, I mean, do it quietly. You know what I mean?
I love. If I see. That's not true. I've never really seen a truly ugly baby.
Well, they're all ugly at first. That's
Look
the whole
up
thing.
ugly babies.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Well,
we're not gonna bring back freak shows. You guys always, I understand that like YMH is like one of the biggest shows. Okay, one of the biggest podcasts.
Fuck is YMH, dude.
Whatever.
Oh, your mom's house?
Yeah, which great. I actually really like them, but like some of the videos they watch, like I can't do that. Like I can't look at stuff like that. Like I can't.
Oh, like the horror show stuff.
I can't do this like sideshow freak show bullshit. I can't do it because it genuinely disturbs me and feels exploitative in a way that
I mean, like I've grown
not
up
that I
around
have
a lot
like
of freaks.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, you ever seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
No, actually, I should, but
Dude,
I haven't.
It is a horrific film.
Yeah, I've heard. That's why
Scary.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah,
Hereditary really fucked me up. I still think about that sometimes.
Oh,
like
really?
You
saw Midsommar?
No, I didn't. Once I saw Hereditary, I was like,
I'm done with this director.
There was this movie I watched. I wonder if anybody remembers this. Let me know if you remember this, because it's like, do you know those movies where you're like, you feel like you're the only one that saw it? It feels like this fever dream from your childhood, but then you realize
I have
like
a couple of those,
it just wasn't like a huge movie, so not a lot of people talked about it.
Yeah.
It was kind of a solitary experience you had. And I felt that with The Skeleton Key. You ever see that movie?
I love The Skeleton Key.
You know it?
Great film.
Oh,
it's
my
what's
God.
her face?
Kate Hudson, right?
Molly. She's got a mole.
Kate Hudson.
It's a pretty decent ghost movie.
And who else?
I love ghost movies.
Well, it's about Santeria, and it
was in New Orleans.
It stuck with me. That movie stuck with me for my whole life.
1408.
It terrified me, but I loved it. I thought it was an incredible horror movie.
There was a time during that time.
Interesting, and it was about a real religion, and it was just I don't know.
Was it a ghost film?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think
I haven't seen it since I was probably like 12.
What year did it come out?
Released, I think 2004, because I remember I was so young, and I wasn't even old enough to like. And my cousin took me, and I was like really. I think it was 2004.
That kind of year, like 2004ish, like early 2000s. That was the year people were I think the mainstream Hollywood was discovering
2005.
Asian horror films. And a lot of Asian horror films aren't slashers. A lot of them are like ghosts and spiritual films.
Yeah,
like The Grudge,
I wonder if we could
like
get the
Ring,
trailer up for this.
All this stuff. There's like, and they were remaking a lot. They're remaking a lot of Asian horror films in the early 2000s, like The Ring, like Shudder, which is a great fucking Taiwanese film.
Yeah.
Shudder is one of the best Taiwanese, the best ghost films I've ever seen. The Others came out at that time. Do you remember? I'm not your daughter. Remember that? I'm not your daughter.
I didn't.
Scary ghost movie.
This is terrifying. I don't even want to play this trailer.
Play the trailer.
I can't believe I ever watched this. Oh shit.
What'd you do? There we go. You're like, oh, thank God.
Fucking do it live.
Woman in Black is a fantastic ghost movie with Daniel Harry Potter.
So this is
1408. It's a good ghost movie.
The Skeleton Key, folks.
He can't talk at all?
Stroke pretty much paralyzed him. Happened about a month ago, up in the attic.
Hey now.
Take good care of my husband. Be good to his house. There are more than 30 rooms in all. For the owner, they made a skeleton key.
Dude, I would
This will
literally
open
suck
every
someone
door.
off for a job like this.
You're ridiculous.
Like,
Key you gave me for the house. There's a door in the attic. It doesn't open.
That was their room. They were trying to conjure up.
little racist.
I was now that I think about it, it
know who
fucked
it is?
up that my cousin took
Magic.
me to this. My older guy
Leave it
cousin.
alone.
I love him. I'm glad I saw it
I
actually.
mean, that's the beauty of ghost movies is they're,
Oh, why did
they're
I
usually
couldn't
not
watch?
horrific.
No, child, you don't know what you've
No,
seen.
this is pretty
seen
They're
terrifying.
scary.
I was
Can't
scared
expect me to
out of my
believe
but I
you see
loved
ghosts
it.
in your
I
mirrors.
loved it.
That's a good movie.
I can't even
Whatever they did to him,
look at it now.
I'm not gonna let them do it to me.
That brick dust, how does it work?
Nobody that means you harm can cross it.
Who are you afraid of? Tell me who you're afraid of.
Oh, fuck that,
You lay
dude.
a line down.
This
This
is-
is how you tell who your enemies are.
Oh, God. I'm scared now. As I watch this, I'm genuinely afraid.
I would love to be under siege by spirits in an old fucking Louisiana plantation.
Dude, I was
Can't
so
hurt you,
brave that I got through this and then sought it out and watched it again. Oh my
Do you believe in ghosts?
God, no, I just don't like this. It's making me uncomfortable. I don't believe. No, I
It's real. It's all real. Jill.
I remember this.
Hello.
Damn. Fuck that.
Yeah, you know.
Get out of here.
So, do you want to hear the scariest ghost story I've ever heard? And it has a lot. It's so, and you'd actually like it because it's got like a Hollywood element. Okay.
Should we put on some music for it?
Yeah, put on
Nine
haunted
Inch Nails? Should I put on, like, speaking
put
of good composers?
haunted house, royalty-free haunted house background sounds.
All right, that's kind of cheesy though.
No, play it.
It'd be cooler to do like
No,
Atticus
that'd be
Ross
perfect.
and-
It'd be perfect. I had to trust me. I used to do this shit all the time.
All right.
Royalty-free haunted house stuff.
Oh my God.
There we go.
No. What is it doing?
You could just do haunted house and ambiance. There we go.
Fabulous. Oh.
All right, turn it down. This is a little
That's
too
a little
Tim
too-
Burton. Yeah, this is too Tim Burton.
That's
Go
ridiculous.
to. Okay, no, you're fucking this
Now
up.
this is lo-fi. What the
Yeah,
hell? Why has
you're
everything got to be lo-fi?
horrible.
Can I just make that point as well? Why does everything have to be lo-fi? It's like you can't look up royalty-free anything without it being like chill hip hop
Here we go.
beats to
Perfect.
study to slit your wrist to.
Lo-fi hip hop. So, anyways, I am still very good friends with someone who grew up amongst like the upper echelon of Hollywood in the 1970s. Very
Oh.
close and dear to me. Someone I consider like another father to me.
Yeah, you
Knew-
mentioned him last
yeah.
episode. Are you fucking this guy?
No, did I?
Alright.
I don't remember.
You did.
Anyways, did I tell the
This like
the Ouija? Did I tell the
mentorship,
Ouija?
Big Brothers
No,
thing you have with him.
different, totally different person.
Oh, okay.
This guy's actually,
Maybe.
this guy's known me since I was a little kid.
Okay.
And he used to be he's really into the supernatural and he's really into UFOs.
Oh fuck yeah.
He's the man. And he one time told me this story where he would go to these Hollywood seances
Oh,
with Ricardo Montalban, with like,
who?
Ricardo Montalban was a big celebrity. And who else? Armand Desante. Like all these like hot guys in the 70s, like all these celebrities.
Cute. Where are they from? Are they?
Ricardo Montalban, I think he's from like fucking Spain or some shit. Armand
Okay.
Desante, I don't know,
Cool.
Italy. But they all these like it people in the 70s, they'd go to these Hollywood seances in the hills, and they would all play with a Ouija board.
Oh,
Which
okay. I'm into this. I'm
Ouija
into this.
boards are I will if you bring a Ouija board in front of me, I'm fucking kicking
I
you in
have
the
one
face.
actually from the
I
60s.
swear to God, get rid of it.
My friend Carol
Where
gave
is
it
it?
to me. It's in Dallas, but I was
Okay,
gonna
thank
bring
God.
it here.
No, you bring it here. I'm out. No, dude. How dare you?
What?
How dare you disrespect me? Anyway, so
It's gonna repel you the way candles.
Dude,
those
day one of Catholic
citronella
school.
does to mosquitoes. supposedly.
day one of Catholic school, my religion teacher goes up to each of us and goes, "Don't ever play the Ouija board. Don't ever play it." Dude, they fucking open you up to some bullshit. Anyway, so
You tell her to go
He-
fuck yourself, please, lady. Enough.
that was a dude. Anyway, so he had a big head. Anyway, so
You cracked your knuckle.
and relax.
That's an omen.
So he goes to one of these seances.
Mm-hmm.
He says they all kind of gather around the Ouija board, And for a while, it takes.
And they tell their highs and their lows.
They tell their highs and their lows. You know, they all do coke. And they basically, he says, you know, for a while, it's just like, they're like, does this thing even work? You know, it's just spitting out nonsense. They're like, oh, is somebody manipulating it? But then he says the thing starts moving and everybody's lightly touching it and it's like moving. And he says when it started moving, and they're in a very old house up there, because there's some very, very old houses in the hills. He says when it starts moving, all these knocks started happening around the house. All these weird things. He said it got very silent. House sounds, yeah. But eventually the Ouija board told them that to call a phone number. And it was a Texas area code. To call the phone number and tell the woman on the other end that her children are going to die.
Oh.
And they get that message and they stop
Who sends this message?
The Ouija board.
Through letters?
Do you know how Ouija boards work?
Yeah, they write the letters out.
No, you all touch a little triangle with a glass on it.
Yeah, it moves along.
It moves it along and spells something out. So the Ouija board is slowly spelling out, call this number and tell the person, that the woman, that their kids are going to die.
Right, so somebody in the group is a sicko and guided it that way, and everyone else is too tripping out of their minds.
We can all be skeptics, Ida, so let me stop ruining my haunted story.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, so, yeah, God, it's like a woman of reason. Anyway, so, yeah,
what a crime.
But also, like, you know, it's kind of weird to know a random phone number. So they stop. They're like, that's really creepy. And they're debating for like an hour whether they should do it. And this is the 70s.
Do what?
Call the number and tell the number the one's going to die.
Do that.
So they're like, yeah,
Why
exactly.
would they do that?
But it's the 70s. So they're like, okay. So they're like, some people are like, what if it's real? And then, because everybody there is like really into spirituality. You're not going to Hollywood seance unless you're into that shit. So everybody's like, what if it really is going to save someone's life? And the other people are like, it's most likely. Everybody there's like, it's most likely going to scare the shit out of the woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck?
But they don't even know if the number works. So somebody's just like, fuck it. This guy picks up the phone, calls the number. And he says he called the number, woman answered, he told her, she immediately hung up.
He told her what?
He told her, your kids are going to die tonight, be careful. Watch out, that thing's coming off the table.
Oh.
She immediately hung up.
Yeah.
So they go back to the Ouija board. Mm-hmm. And the Ouija board just goes, H-A, 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 H-A. It's just laughing. Ha, 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 ha. And they're all like, and then they go, why did you make us do that? And the Ouija board slowly spelled out, now she's thinking about doing it.
Now, oh God. What a great, I mean.
Fucking spooky.
Someone in the group is an amazing troll.
Fucking spooky.
Is an awesome troll. And if they had Twitter, they would not be doing this. Let me tell you. They would be.
I fucking, what was the spookiest thing that ever happened to me? Spooky stuff.
I mean, I gotta be honest, I'm so stoned out of my mind right now.
You're really stoned?
It's unbelievable.
You're baked? It's cool, Ida. I'm here.
Allegedly.
Have you ever heard the footprints story about Jesus?
No.
You're walking along the beach with Jesus Christ, and there's two sets of footprints, and then Jesus says,
like Malibu Jesus? I could be into that.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so you walk, Malibu Jesus. You're on the coast of Malibu with Jesus. Okay. And then you see two sets of footprints, and you say, and Jesus goes, I've always been by your side this entire time. And then ahead, you see one set of footprints.
It's a little
and
fucking creepy.
You go, Jesus, why is there only one set of footprints if you've always been by my side the entire time? And he goes, my son, that's when I carried you. So anyways, that's what I'm doing for you right now. You get too baked. You see those one set of footprints ahead.
You're making him sound like a date rapist.
No, he's carrying you on the beach, dude. You better not talk shit about
You
Big
have
J.
no memory of it. You have no memory of it. Oh, stop acting like you're having your trad calf moment. John's like trying to have a trad calf moment.
I'm not having a trad calf.
You are.
I went to church on Sunday.
Yeah, for what?
A baptism, it kicked ass.
To feed your psychosis.
No, I went for a baptism. It was beautiful.
Christian.
Little babies.
Oh, you don't get. But you.
Shut up.
You occasionally like to LARP as a Christian when it suits you, when it fits you.
No, Ida's super.
All the men in my life do. Kanye West.
Ida's super insecure about her own spiritual void in her heart, and she gets jealous.
I'm not jealous of you fake going to church. I had to go to midnight mass.
Hate never comes from above, buddy. So I think there is a little bit of something here.
You think I'm jealous that you're going? Do you know how many weeks I spent going to church as a kid?
You went to church? Oh, were you one of those kids whose parents?
No, my mom works part-time at the church in the nursery, and my uncle is a Catholic, and he is part of Knights of Columbus.
Oh, cool.
And he's from Montana, so he's
He was like, whatever, yeah.
He was so sometimes I would go to midnight mass with him on Christmas, but
Yeah.
that was the Catholic church, which was way different than the Presbyterian church I grew up going to. Shout out to Canyon Creek, which I think is now Trinity.
My
But
other
friend
Iranian
Janie
friend,
and
he got sent to a Presbyterian school because his parents were just like, oh, it's a private school. They were from Iran and they didn't know it
yeah,
was like a
they'll
religious
do that.
school.
My cousins all went to
Yeah.
Catholic.
Well, they
private
didn't
school.
know, and like they weren't like
Right? No,
Yeah.
none of us really.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like, but
free
like, but they
Iran.
were kind of weirded out. His like when they showed up and like his kids like praying to Jesus, and they're like, "Wait, what the fuck?" They thought it was just like a private school.
But have a plan this time. I was thinking about Iran. Sorry, what they went to
My
private
Iranian friend, when he was sent, his parents sent him to a private
school. Yeah,
school.
they don't have to be Presbyterian.
Yeah.
They don't care. They just want the education to be
Well,
good.
no, they didn't know it was a religious school because they were immigrants. They didn't
Well,
know
they
that
found
was a real.
out. They're
they
like,
found
oh,
out.
what an added
Yeah.
bonus.
They
My son will pretend to be
Well,
Christian.
it was
for 4
very funny
years.
because like he knew all this Christian stuff when he was a little boy, and his parents were like, "Where are you learning this shit?" And they're
Right.
like, "Wait, we were saying to religious school? We had no idea."
yeah,
Like, it was
if
very
anything,
funny.
yeah. Most of the Persians I know are pretty
God,
secular.
did I tell you about his dad?
No.
Ancient Iranian man. He's in his 80s.
Hmm.
Looks like he's very if you like just like wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Just like very. And I remember I sat down with. They knew I was alone for Thanksgiving during the
Aw,
pandemic,
they
and
invite
they
you
made me a
over?
Persian Thanksgiving.
That's so sweet.
His mom invited me, two of my Persian
Was it
friends.
good?
So good. She made turkey like Persian style.
Oh, cool.
It was
Okay,
like-
yeah.
it was
Were
like
there
a
like
cherry-
cherries.
It was cherry. It was like a
God
cherry.
damn it.
It was like a cherry puree with like turkey in it.
yeah, yeah.
And but then she made like a regular turkey, and we all ate dinner. And,
Yeah.
and his dad's at the head of the table, and his dad is like 80 years old, and his dad looks at me one point and goes, "John, they're playing Iranian music, but it's very beautiful Iranian music."
yeah.
And I was just like, it sounded very old. And I go, I'm looking at his dad. I go, this is like amazing, beautiful music.
Yeah.
And his dad looks at me with like no emotion on his face. I never felt more like an American gorilla in my life. And his dad just looks at me and goes, this song is 300 years old. And I was like, oh, it's as old as my nation. Like,
Yeah.
What a flex.
Right. Yeah, he's like, to us, this is Kurt Cobain
yeah,
in
I
terms of years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I could play Mozart and be like, yeah, this is also 300 years old. But it's just very interesting that he was just like, the first time was like, this song's ancient.
Yeah.
It was very nice. His dad loves Obama's biography.
What?
Yeah, he was obsessed with it when he read it. His dad's
I
a
heard it
great
was
guy.
very good. I didn't read it. I did not read it.
You know, it's a thing.
But this music is enough.
Oh, get rid of the
Enough.
haunted music.
Holy shit,
We're
we're sorry.
still talking.
We're trying to see. It's moments like this where I really respect Howard Stern because he really runs the board and does everything on his own.
Really?
And and you really respect Robin too because
Well, you should let me run the board, to be honest.
No, John.
You have this.
I have to.
You can't
have
ever
some
Google anything.
Modicum of control. What?
You can't ever Google anything.
I mean,
right.
you're free to
You can never
take
YouTube
over
things.
the board.
It
at
feels so
times,
aggressive. I feel like
but-
I feel fucking sexist when I grab that laptop from you, and I'm just like, out of the way, you fucking skirt.
I'm at the point right now where I feel as though my body is like rubber. Do you
You're
know what I
fucked
mean?
up, son.
I'm like, what are those signs out in the? No, in a good way.
Those
Like,
are way too aggressive.
Here's the thing: like normally, if we were like at episode 5, I'd be out of my mind, embarrassed. Like, oh, do I sound? But like, I don't even care. at
People
this
like it when
point.
I inebriated, but we can't.
I did drink just one of these, but these are strong. Honestly, they're
What's the
kind of
APV
strong.
on those bad boys?
I don't know. But they're pretty fucking good.
I don't
should
like how they
sponsor
look
the
like
show.
a fucking. They look like a fucking. What's that? Gay cowboy.
All of them.
5.99. Wow, 5.99. Interesting.
In Iran as a kid, I would watch people. I was born here, then I lived in Iran, then I would come here, and I would like get back and forth. So I was 6. When I was in Iran, I would watch Pink Panther and Zorro.
Pink
and,
Panther's
and
wonderful.
Ben and Jerry. And Ben and Jerry's. What am I saying? Tom and Jerry.
Tom, Ben, and Jerry. Damn, you are
about-
high, bro. I just like. I
Ben
used to
and
watch.
Jerry's.
I used to watch Pink Cotton Candy.
Yeah.
Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah, I hate cotton candy. Cotton candy is so trashy.
It's disgusting.
It's so trashy.
It's never
People
been
got
good.
mad at me for my ice tweet. My tweet about ice.
I mean, that was a bit psychotic.
I got a little. I said that crescent ice is like you should be. I said I'm saying a little prayer for people that use crescent ice, which is like, why are you using crescent ice?
It's fine.
It reeks of 2003. Just like a like. It's
Well,
just gross.
we all dream of having. It's not. It's. I made a mistake. It's the Sonic ice.
Yeah, it's
Sonic
great
ice. We all dream of having a refrigerator capable of Sonic ice. Also, if you had a refrigerator that would spit out crescent ice or crushed ice, you always chose crushed.
I would
True.
always do crushed
Yeah,
ice. Crushed ice was
absolutely.
superior
Crust
to
and ice
everything.
is a trash.
What?
Trash. Crust and ice.
Crust and ice.
Horrific.
I mean, as far as ice shapes, yeah. I mean, but also I just don't like going
In the
through
toilet.
having to deal with a fucking tray, bro.
Disgusting. What? Yeah,
The
the tray.
tray
The
is a
tray is
pain in the ass,
undignified.
dude.
You need to have like the rubber
you feel
ones
like
that
you're-
make those big giant ice cubes.
Yeah, you feel like you're cooking
Sexy.
crack whenever you use a tray. Like it's insane. Like it's like a trap house level ice.
It's yeah.
Yeah,
No, absolutely. It might as well be like a device that you freebase something off of, versus like in terms of like utility.
You can use a heroin.
Yeah. It's a launching pad for your various powders.
You
around
can
the
do
house.
fun things with a tray though. You can make little popsicles and stuff.
Yeah, anything other than consume the ice, which is its express purpose. But
I used to love freezing things as a child. This is the most autistic thing I'm going to talk about.
or
on
it's
this
the most gay
podcast.
thing. They're like the women are like, you can freeze your juice. You can freeze. You
Yeah.
can freeze your orange puree.
I would
have
do
a
this-
popsicle.
When I was like 5 or
Life
6,
tip.
I would go outside. My mom had little paper cups, Dixie cups,
Yeah.
and I loved to freeze rocks.
What?
I would get a cup of water. I'd go outside.
I would literally send you to military school if my child did this shit.
My mom.
you did this shit,
I want to ask my mom
bye.
about it. I'd go outside. I'd get a
I
glass
turn
of
into
water.
Chivroy.
I'd find my favorite rock. I'd put it in the water. I'd go inside and put the ice in the fridge, and then I would just.
See, this is some weird roundabout way of trying to kill your parents. Let's just be very honest about what your motive was
No,
here
it was in
as
a
a
Dixie
child.
cup. Nobody's getting
However
ice from a Dixie
subconscious
cup.
is very
But it
odd
was-
to
but-
put rocks in a freezer.
Well, the funny
Somebody
thing
could
is
consume that.
No, it's a rock in a Dixie cup full of water in the freezer. And if you like, nobody's ever gonna consume that ever. I was fascinated
Fine.
with
I'm
you know-
sorry for painting you as some sort of
No, it was
Menendez
just I thought
brother.
it was cool that water would freeze, and I was like, it would be cooler if there's something if it's freezing around something. But the funniest thing is I'd never I would just literally put a rock in water, put it in the fridge, and then just never check on it again. That was like my thing.
Yeah.
My mom was like, I'm constantly like cleaning rocks out of the fucking fridge. If you ask my mom, I made my mom's life a living hell.
Yeah.
I had a big tub of fake plastic bugs I would just throw at her, and she thought they were real, and she'd like be fucking freak out.
Military
and, like,
school.
I would hide.
Off you go.
You know, in like Nordstrom's, they have the circle rack of clothing. I would go in the center of the rack of clothing and just,
sad circle rack.
dude, I would go in the center of that rack, and she would just not talk to her for 45 minutes, and
That's
she
what
would think
all
I got
kids
kidnapped.
do.
She would think I got kidnapped. I would do it constantly.
That's just part of the experience.
And
Yeah.
then,
you got to do that.
What else?
You have to be in a liminal space of a department store, getting lost in the circle rack.
Oh,
God,
if I
don't
ever
we
had a
all
bloody
want to blow
nose.
our brains out? I mean, when I think about some of these experiences,
Yeah.
it really, I mean, I've gotten so into the liminal space shit, I feel like I'm having an aneurysm.
I want to
mentally
live in a
sometimes.
circle rack.
You do.
Yeah, I wanna-
John.
yeah, I
Here, I got great news for you. You do.
We all live in a circle rack called capitalism, Ida.
I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say it's a hamster
Find
wheel.
there's some fun liminal space content coming out too.
Well, before we do that, I guess we should talk about Jeffrey Epstein.
What happened?
I mean, whatever. Nothing we don't know. He's like an extortionist and a blackmailer and like, a Mossad agent probably.
Yeah.
But it was
Anniversary?
I'm so out of my mind right now. I'm so sorry.
Baked Ida.
God damn.
Damn, Ida.
I mean, these vapes are no joke. It's like
Well, you
it's
took a-
honestly as big as a bong rip.
Yeah, dude, you were like
Can I
fucking
talk about this?
sucking on that thing. It was crazy.
I feel like I'm at a seance right now.
Ida takes
I'm
the
at a
biggest hit
seance.
of a vape ever, and then she's like, "Look at all the fucking vape clouds in the room. Isn't it look cool?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it looks.
It
great.
is an ascendant experience. It absolutely is.
It's whatever."
It's my answer to transcendental meditation. Anyways,
Yeah, you're gonna start. Yeah, what were you saying?
So I tried to access the article in the Wall Street Journal,
Mm-hmm.
but nay, I can't because Rupert Murdoch. I'm so out of my mind. Did he own that? I think he does own that, right?
Whatever he does, doesn't matter. So
normally
let's
I'm like, I can
get to
think.
the point of the story. What did Epstein do?
Yeah. Oh, so Bill Gates was being obviously blackmailed by him for having some affair with a Russian bridge player.
How old
And
was she?
so this is how Jeffrey Epstein was able to extort money from Bill Gates at the time. And
I saw a screenshot of this, and
I tried to read the article in the Wall Street Journal, but here's the thing: it's like they paywall you at every turn. They don't even let Wall Street Journal. They don't even let you have the 5 free articles. You ain't even gonna give me the 5 free articles. You kidding me?
How old was this woman?
How the fuck you
This
expect me to
bridge
stay
player?
informed? And you know what? Why don't you sell me the article? Because I don't really care about NASDAQ. I'm not checking the stock market every day. And like maybe I just want to read one article occasionally, and I should be able to just pay like $1 for that instead of $1 a week for subscription.
How about news should be
These
free?
models, these business models, it's like, yeah, you could say news should be free. I get it, whatever. But there's a lot of arguments to be made against that as well. Traditionally, you've always had to pay to get your information. It's unfortunate.
I think you should have to pay for the
But
paper, not the info.
these days, huh?
Pay for the paper, not the info. You should websites should be free.
Well, who then should distill the info?
Whatever.
The government?
I don't know. But what's happened to Epstein? So this bridge player, what?
Well, nothing. I mean, it's just it's kind of a bunch of the same, which is that we've it's just basically I think serves in a lot of ways. It kind of puts to rest the speculation of whether or not Bill Gates did have a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. It all but confirms what all the smarter people
I'm
in the
sure
world
his wife knew
already
about
knew to be
this.
true. What?
That I'm sure his wife knew a lot about this. Was waiting for it to break in the news.
She wasn't
before she
thrilled
divorced him.
about her husband's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, as I'm sure many women wouldn't be. But maybe stop your complaining. You know what I mean? I'm sorry.
What?
Maybe shut up.
His wife?
About Jeffrey. It's like you're already with Bill Gates. Please stop acting like you have some moral compass that you live by. You're already with Bill Gates. It's the Carmela, malady.
Oh, you mean his wife?
It's the mental disease of these women that like think that they're like it's your Carmela Soprano.
Yeah, he's like doing eugenics
but
in
not
Africa.
even remotely
Yeah.
as interesting, huh? Yeah. Well, it's like, at what point did you decide to realize that your husband is what he is? His relationship with Jeffrey Epstein is what sends you over the edge. How about everything else he's ever done? Suddenly you're Miss Morality.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, and like, no shade to her, whatever. Yeah, I'm sure she donated a few billion. Yay. But I don't, care about any of these people at all.
Yeah, no. Once you surpass a certain level of wealth, you just lose all kind of humanity in my eyes, and you could just be fired off.
Well,
into
your
the
empathy
sun.
receptors do somewhat disintegrate, but I don't fault people that have done well simply on that merit alone.
They never do anything
It's
truly
never-
exciting.
Well, that's untrue, John. I mean, Elon Musk has done things that are truly exciting. Bill Gates did things that were truly exciting.
No.
What do you mean?
Why don't
at the
they
time?
go on an island?
They did.
become
Jeffrey
a-
Epstein bought one.
No,
he
no,
bought
no.
an island.
Well, that's
and then
that
he
is the
filled it
weird
with
thing.
a bunch of
That is Jeffrey Epstein actually did the closest. The closest we have to a supervillain is fucking who's the guy who owned Blackwater?
I don't know.
Eric Prince. Eric Prince is like the closest thing we have to like a modern like a Bond villain. But why don't you like
You
go
want
on
the
an
guy that
island?
did the Fire Festival. You want like Dan
Yeah,
Bilzerian.
I want like if I had billions, I would be on a private island, filling it with private security, making them wear goofy uniforms. I would literally be like Isle of Dr. Moreau. Like I'd be doing experiments. I'd be like doing crazy things.
No, listen, I think I would kill it too in my own creative way.
I'd have a seaplane. I would only get around via seaplane.
Sure.
Like, that
I
would be
teleport. I would like really no, I would. And I would commission studies. No, because I've like thought about this. I'm like, what would I do with just a
Teleporting scares me
talk
ever
about
since I saw
narcissistic fantasies. Huh?
Teleporting scares me ever since I saw that magician movie with
I
Hugh
think it's
Grant.
about time. I think it's about time that we come up with teleportation. I don't like that, HBO Max is glitchy when we're about to have ChatGPT take everyone's job.
Yeah.
So it's like we need to figure it out a little bit in certain departments. And actually sometimes capitalism isn't incentive. Like why is the HBO app glitchy and why are you changing it to Max? That's weird. It's very odd. It's a very odd but terrible marketing decision, by the way. Max. It's like sometimes you feel like the people that are running this. I'm like, who's running this freak show?
Yeah, like it's like
who's running this circus
like
over there?
HBO Zero, Diet HBO.
Yeah, it's like what the fuck, Max?
Yeah, I'd have a
Max, you're known as the beacon of prestige television, and you're gonna denigrate yourself by calling it Max, which is like 20% of this population, the men are named Max. It's like, what are we doing?
It's 20% of the population is named Max.
I mean, no.
way.
I mean,
They're all named
I'm
Muhammad.
exaggerating. No, that's in France.
Jeez, you gotta delete that.
I'm not gonna delete that. No, fuck, everyone go fuck themselves.
Why
And
don't you have
in
like
the
a big
UK,
cool
and
helicopter?
In the UK, let's be fair.
In Europe in general.
Yeah.
Poland, I think.
Western Europe.
Western Europe, yeah. Yeah, they do not like minorities in Eastern Europe. What was I gonna say? Yeah, have like a cool helicopter that looks like a dragon.
They
or something.
do.
No, they have
Buy
like
a
sleek
dragon.
helicopter. Buy a dragon.
gotta invent one. Have one made in a lab.
Yeah, why don't you like
Have one made next to the,
dress like Julius Caesar everywhere you go? Like, be insane. Like, why don't you like do crazy shit? I like honestly.
Yeah, be a horrible. You be worse.
Yeah,
be worse than what you
have
are.
a compound. Like, I would have a compound. I'd have a compound.
They do have compounds
with like
John.
families, with like people that are loyal to me and me only. That would die.
Yeah.
And that start your new nation. Build the compound in like a backwater country.
Create a better iPic. Here's what I would do.
Yeah.
Like personally, like I would create the best dining experience at a movie theater you could ever have. And it would be uniquely American in that it's a unique form of trashy to have like a wonderful Michelin style meal, but like in front of a television. So undignified. But I am American.
Well, the only movie theaters. Oh, sorry.
Well, no. The only movie theaters what?
The only movie theaters I think are going to survive are throwback theaters.
What do you mean by throwback theaters?
So like the Bev,
like your
the new
Vista?
Bev, the new Bev, the Vista. Like eventually movie theaters will only be for like movies that are out of circulation more.
I don't think so because I think you are gonna have like your demographic people that will go see like superhero films.
And I was kind of
whereas like I defer to Martin Scorsese's opinion on that he's spoken about, like where it's like he kind of likened it to theme park rides, and it's not really a cinematic experience.
I would agree.
Certainly, it's not artistically on the sand. Not to sound like a douchebag here, but it's like
no, he's completely.
Movies are
right.
almost like by design to make people dumber. I think
he's completely right. There's a lot of those movies talk down to their audience. A lot of them are very dumb. A lot of them are very obviously made for a Chinese audience. And no, dead serious. If you watch
totally.
A lot of
they
those
make
films,
a lot of the
like,
movies make the money globally.
Watch Transformers. I guarantee the first like 3 minutes of Transformers is just CGI and voiceover. Because any voiceover is like really easily what they do is they just replace it with Chinese voiceover. So,
but Transformers was made in a time like 2006. It was like right before all those big high budget movies started to become exactly the same. I think.
Yeah, well, the CC.
So and Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox were just great.
The Chinese market's so big now.
Oh, I'm
so
sure.
huge for films.
Yeah,
like a lot
totally.
of like a lot of the money a lot of these movies are making are being made overseas in China, and like you'll notice things. Something I noticed about the Avengers, for example, is Captain America's uniform as those Avenger movies went on became less American. Captain America, I think towards the end, Captain America no longer had like blue and red and a white star uniform. He had like just a black uniform and
he was wearing a skirt.
Yeah, it was like he was wearing a skirt. He was wearing actually a red uniform with the CCP on it. Not the CCP.
I mean, John, if your biggest grievance with the movies is that like Captain America became less American.
No, it's very obvious these movies are being made for a Chinese audience.
But what about like, I mean, I think I would like to think that the Vista and Cinematheque and the new Bev and all of Quentin Tarantino's theaters. By the way, the Vista hasn't even reopened, which is just
inshallah.
Yeah. It's tragic because it's such a great theater. But yeah, I don't know. I just think that, and another gripe I had watching Succession before I forget.
Oh my God.
The end credits roll. This as soon as the credits roll. The screen minimizes and then goes immediately to an advertisement for all these other mediocre shows. Yeah. Some jarring hot pink color.
Fuck you.
You're trying to let the story hit you. You're trying to you've just watched the best thing that you're going to see on television or at a movie theater in a very long time, and they denigrate the artist immediely.
I totally agree with this.
Disrespect what they've just done, and it's like so disrespectful to Nicholas Britell. I know he's not your favorite,
whatever,
but you can be more wrong.
They get rid of his music.
You could not be more wrong with it, but yeah,
they get rid of his music.
They fuck with his music. They fuck with everything. You're supposed to let credits roll in a dignified fashion. Credits are there for a reason. You're like supposed to let the story hit you and pay homage to the people that created it.
And in a more honorable time,
really, you're supposed to let it hit you, huh?
In a more honorable time, you had front end credits. Where before it started, you saw director.
Can be a little. At times.
I like that. Is the most honorable to the people who made the film. Usually, it's the most important.
Okay, well, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing about a piece of art, I don't think, is to give the credit.
No, I'm not
I think
saying
that's
not the most important thing. I think if you're going to do credits, front end credits are the ones that honor the creators.
Sure, perhaps, but they don't honor the work oftentimes because it distracts you. It can be
overwhelming. Not everyone's like like Pink Panther, where it's like, there's like
But
a
that's
fucking
cool
cartoon.
because there's like an opening and
Yeah, I like that. A lot of
different.
early HBO series had that.
Yeah, God, I mean, I just like it just bothers me. I'm like, how are you going to immediately do that? Succession's the best thing you got, and you're going to try to promote some other horse shit immediately as soon as the show ends.
Oh yeah,
it's just so distasteful. It's really so. Nobody has any respect anymore. And I got a problem with a lot of these streaming services, and there's no cohesion with any of them. A lot of the interfaces are just really jarring, and like the interface for Hulu,
they're all failing.
They're
all,
whatever.
like,
I mean, they were
under,
never
man.
even when they were successful. It's like this. It was always like a big house of cards. None of it ever made sense. It's not a profitable business model. But yet somehow they have the biggest productions.
Yeah,
Nobody
Peacock.
knows. It's like, who is funding all these movies? Like Jeffrey Epstein's estate? Like, I don't understand. Like, where is the money?
That is the wild thing. Where's all this? Nobody's making anything anymore. All these, there's so where's all this hundreds of
No, they are.
millions
They're
of
making a lot of
dollars?
dog shit. I see them filming shit all the time up and down Sunset.
I know, but where's this hundreds of millions of dollars they're pumping these Marvel?
I mean, they have
movies, like
investors. They have
$400 million.
there's
Where's this money going?
Well, a lot of it is investors. A lot of people invest in movies, and that's been a thing for a long time. But yeah, it's very odd, and the studios are. It's just nothing good is being made anymore. You have like some
Guardians of the Galaxy is
A24
good.
movies that are interesting. What?
Guardians of the Galaxy was good.
John.
That was the first
I'm sure
like major.
it was.
It was
but-
great.
And I like
Relax.
James Gunn.
James
but
Gunn's-
It's like a superhero.
It's a superhero movie, but the
I'm
only
just so
I
frustrated with
guarantee you,
seeing a bunch of
if you put
Marvel
Martin
shit.
Scorsese in front and you put him in front of Guardians of the Galaxy, he would be like, okay, this is the good one. Like it's the only Marvel movie I think it's the only Marvel movie written and directed by the same guy. He has control over it.
James Gunn.
James Gunn I
wrote
think-
them.
Yes, he wrote and directed.
Oh,
both.
okay.
All
All
his
right.
movies.
Well, then actually
And
they
James
might
Gunn's a
be
phenomenal
really
writer.
good. Then
They are very
I liked the first one a lot, and James I was impressed with the soundtrack, and I think everybody liked the soundtrack.
Yeah, the soundtrack's always great,
And
also
the writing was just better. And Chris Pratt's just so charming. I mean, I know
he's
he's
great
talk about a
in
true
this.
Christian, John.
Oh yeah, he's a good
take
man.
notes
We'd
from
have
him.
a lot. We'd have a lot to hang out and
You and
talk
him should-
about. Hit me up, Chris. Anyway, so
Yeah, hit us up.
no, hit me up.
God, do you know what I would give? What? Sorry,
What
continue.
to hang out with Chris Pratt?
I was gonna say George Santos if we could interview him. God, what I would
Dude,
give.
I watched that clip the other day where the guy runs
Such an
over and says,
icon.
and he's like, "Who do you think's going to win this season's Drag Race?" And he turns around with like this like.
Oh, that was so old.
I know it's so old, but I
John.
watched
Come
it
on
again
now.
I watched it again. I was like, "Damn, that's great."
He's just such a queen and an
he's so
icon. I mean,
queen.
can I just show
So
you his
gay.
Twitter page? I mean, he's just so he understands his own iconography already.
Are we gonna get George Santos hats? Make America
I would
Florida.
Totally wear his. I'll hawk his sweatshirts. I'll wear his merch, honey. I will do it. Look at this. Look at what an icon. That's his picture. That's his banner on Twitter. First of all,
It kicks ass.
and that's his main photo. What an icon. What
That's
a
pretty
fucking
great.
icon.
Yeah,
he understands. He understands.
That's pretty kick ass.
I love him truly. At this point, it's
He's a Republican,
completely
right?
unironic. He's completely unique. He has his own party.
Him
I
and
think
Marianne
he's
Williamson.
Republican.
Imagine that ticket.
That would rock.
That'd be
dude.
hilarious.
Bring
That'd be
down
the
the fucking house. Holy shit, would that be great?
That's the official podcaster ticket of,
Yes.
for presidential ticket is DeSantis and Williamson.
That's gonna be in the same way that
Just
independent
sequins.
journalists
Just
would
fucking
fight
sequins
against the
and
Vietnam
love.
War in the 70s. I will campaign for George Santos on my small little podcast, but I will do it with great moxie and gusto in support of our great king,
Yeah.
George Santos. I love him.
Keep calling DeSantis. It's too. Sorry.
There couldn't be more. I mean, DeSantis is running for president against Trump with the Republican nomination.
They're gonna join forces. I guarantee it, and he's gonna win.
I feel really bad that I got so blitzed.
It's okay. We should move over to the Patreon.
Yeah,
though.
we should move over to the Patreon. Are there any loose ends that I have yet to tie up?
No, and I just want to say, you made it this far, right? Ida and I on the Patreon, we kind of loosen up a bit.
Okay. Well, what is this, like an advertisement like this? Are
the
you
Patreon-
advertising?
Yeah, I'm advertising right
Okay,
now.
no, please don't do that.
Why can't I do it?
This
We do it
is-
every episode. No, you're too high. Listen, so here's the deal.
I don't sign off on what you're about to do. Are you,
No,
are you
Patreon
trying
kicks
to
ass.
extort
It's so
people?
cozy. It's like picture the Patreon
No, it is
as like
wonderful,
our,
but like they
our
should
private
stumble
little
upon
club.
it themselves. It is our private
It
club.
is our private little club. We have Nemo going the entire fucking time, and we just chit chat, and it's fun.
We talk about race science, okay? I'm kidding.
It's actually called the John and Ida's Race Science Club. It's kind of like out of the box.
If you come, I promise we'll talk about race science.
I'll be
promise.
like, we're like Caucasoids, Ashkenazi.
I'll tattoo a swastika on his right ass cheek for everyone to know. I'm kidding. Obviously joking about everything.
Joking.
I would love to have George Santos on the show, and I would if anybody has like
if
a
anyone
connect,
can get George Santos, it's fucking. You just send him a picture.
I just hope I have at least one deep state goon listening into me that isn't some like leftist Twitter anon, federal agent. Okay,
that's okay.
I just would love to have some sort of like, if you can just connect me with him so that I can. Let's get George Santos on here. How about I start my own campaign? And it's not for any political office. It's much more, it's much closer in reach and far less ambitious, and frankly should have happened 10 episodes ago. I should have George Santos on here and he can be third mic.
Tweet him.
That would be amazing.
Tweet him.
And suddenly I'm not that high anymore.
Tweet him.
And never was, in case that is not cool with the bot algorithm. Who I so desperately would like to please.
Ida's, you're like
everyone's gonna be sentient.
Ida's high, dude. All right.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're gonna go to the Patreon. And I don't know what the fuck we talked about. Listen, if you think you're above watching Succession, you're not. Okay. And maybe if you're busy, that's one thing. But people that just like act like it's not that good of a show, please get off your high horse. It's a phenomenal show.
What I'm gonna do is
I would like to recommend it to you
next week when the finale of Succession comes out, and Ida, I'm just gonna walk into this podcast like 20 minutes in, so you can get all the Succession stuff out.
Yeah, or you could try watching it, John, instead of like Band of Brothers for the 80th time in a row. I just like
I am kind of like I know what'll happen though.
Diversify here.
I am getting back to watching
portfolio.
TV. I'm spending more alone time now, and I'm digesting more media.
Sean's like, I'm alone now for 10 minutes each day.
10 minutes. Well, no, I'm actually.
It's been wonderful.
Well, right now I'm rewatching all the Queer Eyes, but
are you?
I'm on the Texas season. Yeah.
Awesome. That's the most recent before Louisiana.
Yeah. I really want to nominate myself.
I love our Queer Eye arc. We're starting a Queer Eye arc. We don't know how many. It might be over already, but we're in it. All right, guys. We love you. Hope to see you in the next episode.
See you.
Good night.